And we return to Houston for this ninth inning as Osuna deals high to Gio Urshela to count 1-0. Game 6 of the ALCS on Fox. The Houston Astros just 3 outs away from their second American League pennant in 3 years. Osuna, take a look at the numbers there. Very dominant this postseason, just 2 hits in 6 2/3 innings. And high fastball caught on a miss by Gio Urshela, count 1-1. And we have some changes in the outfield here for the Houston Astros. J.J. Redick moves to left. Marisnick, who's pinch ran for Michael Brantley at center, and that will move George Springer into right. Osuna on to pitch for Joe Smith. And here's the 1-1 to Urshela. The pitch is swung on and hit the air to left. Line drive base hit. He nailed that one. And the Yankees have a runner on. The leadoff guy is Urshela. He reaches base for the 4th time in 4 plate appearances in this game. That will give the New York Yankees the tying run at the plate with no outs versus the Astros closer. And one thing that has been so interesting about this baseball game, the Yankees, a must-win for them. The one time they have an advantage with the Astros is when it comes to the bullpen. On paper, the Yankee bullpen is better than the Astro bullpen, and the Astros starting rotation much better than the Yankee starting rotation. So a game that the Yankees have to win. And of course they do have to win. It's an elimination game. The Yankees, with their backs against the wall right now, need to somehow salvage 2 runs against one of the best closers in baseball. Osuna, who led the major leagues with 38 saves this season. He's in line to possibly win Reliever of the Year. As he deals the first pitch to Gardner, 98 miles an hour. Gardy takes it for a strike. Gardner, one of the Yankee players, and so much we've seen through this lineup. They grind out at-bats. They make the other pitchers work. That definitely worked well in Game 1 as they knocked Zach Greinke out early, won 7-0. Not so much against Cole and Verlander, except for last night, able to get 4 runs against Justin Verlander in that first inning. Osuna, the 0-1. Up and into Gardner. Makes him go. Gardner thinks that might have clipped his jersey. He's gonna talk to the umpire there, and the Yankee dugout might want to take a look at this one. Didn't appear to hit Gardner at first, but there is. And take a look at it here. And it looks like it just missed Gardner's hands, although it does not look like it got him. Better look at from that angle. Up and Osuna been a little wild so far. Definitely has some zip on his fastball tonight. But these Yankees definitely know when to take pitches, when to lay off. It is one of their strengths as a team is grinding out at-bats, as we've said so far. Gardner 1 for 3 in this game. He had a hard line out in the 6th with 2 men on and no out. A diving play by J.J. Redick that may have kept this game. They kept it a 3-2 game at the time, and Gardner also had a single in the 4th inning. LeMahieu is on deck, and then it's Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge in the hole. So, still taking a look at it in there. Roberto Osuna, only 24 years old, leading the American Leagues in save this year with 38. And a fun fact, but this is the most pitchers ever used in an ALCS at 66. Roberto Osuna's in there. He's the 7th pitcher the Astros have used today. If the Yankees bring in Chapman for the bottom of the 9th, which I assume they will should they get there, that'll be the 14th total pitcher in this game. And Osuna has him 1-1. They're going to say it didn't hit Gardner. Urshela takes a lead off first. Brett Gardner, the tying run, a ball into the right field seats, would send this game into a bottom of the 9th. 1-1, caught on and missed on the outside fastball as Osuna paints that corner up and in. And Gardner steps out of the box, trying to make Osuna work here. You have to get... Osuna done a very good job this season with his high fastball, a pitch that gets a very high swing-miss ratio from batters. We'll see what he comes with here. See if he goes with that low changeup. Maybe pulls the string trying to get Gardner out on pitches. And 1-2 from Osuna. The pitch. That one is fouled off. 99 up in the zone. Osuna definitely has some zip on the fastball. Looks like he's starting to find that arm slot. He's starting to put it where he wants to after he looked a little shaky early on in this inning. And so he's gone 3 straight fastballs to Gardner. Be interesting to see here. Gardner looked just a little bit off that one. If he can pull the changeup here, change up Gardner's timing. Roberto Osuna with a lot of life on his pitches. And one of the guys, the reason that he's been in this closer role for the Astros is the movement that he gets on that changeup and his slider. Osuna shakes off Maldonado. And the 1-2 to Gardy. The pitch. They swung on a miss. He pulls the string with the changeup. Gardner with his first strikeout of the game. That's Osuna's first strikeout of the game. And that'll bring up DJ LeMahieu for the Yankees. You see that grip that he's got on that changeup, almost like a split change. He puts it right in between his ring finger and his middle finger. Basically splits the baseball in between. Throws it with the same exact arm action, same exact arm speed as his fastball. That is very difficult to pick up if you're Brett Gardner there. Gardner, not a guy who strikes out a lot. That'll bring up DJ LeMahieu, 0 for 4 tonight, grounded out in his last at-bat, hitting .320 with a homer in this ALCS. And the first pitch is looks like a fastball outside, only 95 there from Osuna. Maybe overthrew that one a little, came out of his hand weird and missed. And DJ has been so clutch for the Yankees over this season. He led all of baseball with runners in scoring position average at hitting .389. That's one of the big reasons the Yankees won 103 games this year. As LeMahieu cuts and misses at the high fastball, Osuna getting a lot of swings and misses on that pitch. And this series has been so tight, John. The Astros have scored 20 runs to the Yankees 19. The Yankees, one of the things they haven't been able to do in this series, and they're going to have to do now if they want to win, is hit with runners in scoring position. They led baseball with .294 average with runners in scoring position. And LeMahieu, as he pops that one up, it's 1-2. They led baseball with a .294 average with runners in scoring position. That has not been the case in this series. The Yankees are 6 for 35 with 42 runners on base this series. And that was a great two-strike pitch. And DJ did a good job to fight that off and keep this strike at bat. DJ LeMahieu is the tying run, the former batting champion with the Colorado Rockies. He was second in the American League in batting average this year. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Osuna deals. Just a bit outside. That is so tough to lay off, dude. The hard 90-mile-an-hour slider from Osuna. That looks like a strike for the first 55 feet, then just outside the plate. What plate discipline by DJ LeMahieu to keep this at bat and keep this game alive. Some Astros fans not so happy with that call, as they are definitely very loud and boisterous here. DJ LeMahieu, 26 home runs this year, a career high. He's had 2 more in this postseason. And the 2-2 pitch is chopped, and that's going to be foul. LeMahieu might have been able to beat that out had that gone fair, but it looked like that grounded out and hit the ground first in the batter's box. And Osuna definitely having to work against these Yankees. Already up to 13 pitches with just an out made. And the Yankees have the heart of their order up right now. DJ LeMahieu and Aaron Judge on deck for the Yankees. LeMahieu only pulled about 20% of fastballs this year, so it looks like Osuna maybe trying to get him to pull off and hit into a double play at that changeup. We'll see if he does it again there. And here's the 2-2 to Osuna. He's a good fastball hitter, and that one is lined down the line and right. LeMahieu definitely made some good contact on that pitch. LeMahieu signed for a 2-year, $26 million deal this offseason. A lot of Yankees fans not happy that Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner decided not to go after Bryce Harper and Manny Machado. But the way LeMahieu has played this season, might get top third in MVP voting. That has proven to be the right move by Cashman. DJ LeMahieu, a very good high fastball hitter. You don't want to miss to him here. And here's the 2-2 from Osuna. And fights it off again. Looks like he let that changeup kind of hang up in there. Would have been ball 3, but LeMahieu, swinging at anything close right now, does not want to go down looking. With only 2 more outs to go in this American League Championship Series on Fox. And the Astros right now just a strike in and out away from their second pennant in 3 years. This Houston crowd is very anxious right now. They can feel it in the crowd. It is getting loud here. Osuna versus LeMahieu. 2 of the best players in baseball facing off 2 of the best teams. 103 wins for the Yankees, 107 for the Astros. This has been the matchup this series that all baseball fans have been hoping for. The 2-2. That one is fouled off again. This has been quite the at-bat for DJ LeMahieu. Now up to 16 pitches for Osuna. They are definitely making him work. And I think we remember, John, earlier in the season when Aaron Boone got ejected from a game and had that memorable quote about the Yankees being savages in the box. That definitely rings true with how they've played this year. There is no team in baseball, except for maybe the Astros, of course, that grinds out at bats better than this New York Yankees squad. And it'll be another 2-2 to LeMahieu. The pitch. That one is high. We have ourselves a full count here. Osuna just cannot retire LeMahieu here. This has been quite the at-bat here in Houston. There's A.J. Hinch. What a manager he's been for the Astros. Ever since 2015 when they hired him, he has made the postseason in 3 out of 4 seasons. Made it in 2015. Won the wild card game, eliminated the Yankees. Eliminated the Yankees again in 2017 as they went on to win the World Series. Last year, fell in the American League Championship Series to the Boston Red Sox, who eventually won the World Series, and now looking to get back to the World Series as Houston is trying to finish off the deal to get to their second pennant in 3 years, hopefully for them, their second World Series in 3 years. 3-2. LeMahieu might have other thoughts, though, as that one's hit into right. That at the track. Whoa! It's out of here! I don't believe it. DJ LeMahieu, just over the outstretched glove of George Springer, ties this game in the top of the 9th as the Yankees have some life. It ain't over yet, folks. DJ LeMahieu, the most clutch player for the Yankees this year, comes up just when they needed it. Just over the wall, 351 feet on that home run. Aaron Judge is pumped. The Yankees are pumped. As DJ LeMahieu shocks this Houston crowd, they are quiet now. And let's take a look at the replay there. It looks like George Springer had a shot at that. Gonna be tough to say. He looks like he might have had that just over his glove. No, there is some life now in this Yankee dugout. This team does not quit. It has been a magical year for the Yankees with so many injuries, yet they've still somehow managed to pull out 103 wins, hitting so well with runners in scoring position, something they haven't been doing. We look at the replay here. Springer, oh boy, missed it by about a foot, and a smart job, you see, by a couple Houston fans there, getting out of the way, letting Springer catch it if he has a chance. And if he's a 2 or 3 inches taller, he makes that catch. And Roberto Osuna, a man who Houston brought to the team, had so much controversy, blows the save in Game 6 of the ALCS as Judge swings and misses at the 1-0, and it's going to be a 1-1 count. Aaron Judge now trying to start a rally here, maybe even give the Yankees a lead and push this series to a Game 7. And John, it all but looked like the Houston Astros were moving on to the World Series. DJ LeMahieu has other thoughts as Osuna paints with a slider there. And it's going to be a 1-2 to Judge. Gleyber Torres on deck. And after all these pitching changes and all these bullpen usage, it's the AL saves leader that blows the saves here in Game 6. 1-2 low and outside. It's a 2-2 count to Judge. Osuna already up to 22 pitches in this inning, making him work. Always something to look for when it comes to relievers. When they get up to that 30-pitch threshold, they often fall apart as they're not used to getting up there. And that, speaking of relievers having to throw a lot of pitches, Aroldis Chapman is up in the pen for the Yankees. As Judge goes down on strikes, 2 outs here for Houston. And the Yankees, if this game stays ties, are going to want to get a few innings out of Aroldis Chapman this elimination game. Probably everybody available in the bullpen. In the dugout, you see there's Garrett Cole, who will be ready for tomorrow in Game 7. Or should the Astros win tonight in Game 1 of the World Series, Tuesday here on Fox. Gleyber Torres 1 for 4 today with a single in the third. He's hitting .292 in this American League Championship Series. And Gleyber, if you remember, back in Game 1, practically won the game for the New York Yankees with 5 RBIs on display. Just 1 for 4 tonight. Torres just 22 years old, and Yankee fans will definitely let you know about that. That one is popped in the air. Reddick will get under it, and we will go to the bottom of the 9th. But not before the Yankees tie it up. There is DJ LeMahieu on the 2-run homer. The Houston Astros are going to the bottom of the ninth. They are going to try and send their team, to the World Series. DJ LeMahieu, the hero, and Aroldis Chapman will try and put this game into extra innings. We will be back on Fox after this short break. And we welcome you back to this ALCS. It's the bottom of the ninth here. Aroldis Chapman in to keep this game tied for the New York Yankees. And if we remember back to that bottom of the eighth inning, Judge able to cut that ball up in the gap, play it against his body, saves a run for the Yankees, keeping this a two-run game. And that is the reason, along with the DJ LeMahieu two-run homer, that we are still playing baseball here to decide a pennant winner in the American League. Chapman now in the game for Zach Britton. He's the seventh pitcher for the Yankees, 14th in the game. The Astros will have Maldonado, Reddick, Springer, then Jose Altuve coming up for them to try and get across a run to finish this game and finish this series. Chapman has had a heck of a postseason in 4 games, 2 for 2 on saves. Only a hit allowed through 4 2/3 with an 8-3 strikeout to walk ratio. And here's the first pitch to Martin Maldonado. Chapman deals strike. Only 97 there from Chapman, but still enough to blow it by Maldonado. Chapman, one of the things you have to look for when it comes to him in saves, is he pounding the zone early? Can he locate that fastball? It gets dicey for Chapman when he can't locate the fastball and guys start to get on via the walk. But when Chapman is on and he knows where that fastball is going and the slider's working, he is an unhittable pitcher. 0-1 to a Maldonado. Another strike, this one up to 98, and it is quickly 0-2 on Martin Maldonado, the catcher hitting in the 8th hole tonight for the Astros. He's 1 for 3. Chapman pounding the zone early here. 12 home runs in the regular season for Maldonado, acquired from the Chicago Cubs at the trade deadline. And there's Hector Rondon warming up in the bullpen should this game go into extras. 0-2 pitch is fouled off. That one up to 99. Chapman gaining a mile an hour on each fastball as he gets warmed up, starting to farm that arm slot. He's getting fired up here for the Yankees. And there's Osuna, who blew the save and is the reason why we are still playing baseball here in the bottom of the ninth. And one of the things, Chapman will have to pitch in 3 straight games now for the Yankees. Probably one of the biggest things, the Astros able to push 1 run across the board to make it a 4-1 Yankee win last night, was that Aroldis Chapman had to pitch in the 9th inning as Chapman gets it up to 101. And it's 0-2 to Maldonado, 4 pitches. Aroldis Chapman has been so good for the New York Yankees in this regular season. He might just be in line, probably him or Roberto Osuna, to win the American League Reliever of the Year. Chapman only allowed 3 home runs this year across the entire season. Only 1 in his entire career to left-handed hitters. 0-2 is a nasty slider in the dirt as Martin Maldonado goes down on strikes. 1 out here for Chapman, and he looks to be dealing tonight. They're going to need that out of him if the Yankees want to win this game, as it would be in extras should the Yankees pull it off and send this series to a Game 7 tomorrow night. That'll bring up J.J. Reddick. And one thing we've seen with Aroldis Chapman, as his fastball velocity has gone down ever so slightly, he's relied more and more on that slider. Reddick comes up 0 for 3 tonight, only 2 for 11 in the series. One of the hits being a solo home run. Should the Yankees get out of this, in the next inning they'll have Hicks, Encarnacion, and Gregorius for the 10th. Hicks 0 for 4. Edwin Encarnacion 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, and Didi was 2 for 4 with a run. And the first pitch to Reddick. That one is caught on him as Chapman goes with the first pitch slider to get ahead in the count to Reddick. DHs in this series have gone 2 for 48. That is one of the worst DH performances we have seen possibly ever in this American League Championship Series. Pitchers in the NLCS have a better batting average currently. Here is the 0-1. Fouled off Chapman, quickly ahead 0-2. Only had to throw 7 pitches so far. Very good for Chapman. He's going to want to keep that pitch count down. Of course, right now you have the bottom of the order for the Houston Astros. George Springer and Jose Altuve, the next 2 hitters up. They're going to be much more difficult at-bats for Chapman. Aroldis Chapman on the year, a 2.21 ERA in 57 games. 85 strikeouts in those innings, only 50 walks with a 185 average against. 35 saves on the year. That one is fouled down the line. Could have been trouble there, but Reddick ahead on the slider, and you wonder here, do you go up in the zone with the fastball after you changed his eye level? Very hard to hit. Chapman going 100 to 101 up in the zone after a nasty slider down there. Even once he hangs up, are very hard to do something with as a lefty hitter. And as we said, he has only allowed 1 home run in his career to lefty batters. J.J. Reddick, since 2012, appeared in 7 of 8 postseasons, 12 through 14 with the A's. Made it in 2016 with the Dodgers and the last 3 years with the Houston Astros. And Reddick fouls that one off just out of the glove of Sanchez, and he'll stay alive here. J.J. Reddick hit .275 in 141 games for the Astros this year. He has 14 home runs. And there's George Springer, the 2017 World Series MVP, waiting on deck. Reddick 2 for 11 in this series with a homer. Here's the 0-2 from Chapman. The pitch is popped up, 100 miles an hour left side. Urshela under it. He's calling for it, and 2 away here in the 9th. Good job by Chapman to get the first 2 batters he looks on tonight. Good sign for the Yankees as this team now has life. And that will bring up George Springer. Struggles in this ALCS so far with a 160 average, 0 for 3 tonight. However, his 2 hits were big ones. He had the 3-run home run in Game 4 of the ALCS that opened up that game and gave the Astros a 3-1 lead in this series. So even though Springer has not been his usual self in this playoffs, he has come through when it has mattered most. And Sanchez will go out there to talk to Chapman. Chapman, a .235 career postseason ERA in 36.2 innings. You remember probably his most memorable postseason appearance was in 2016 when he went out to close the World Series for the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs up 3-0 in the bottom of that 8th inning as Rajay Davis tied the game that sent it into extras. Chapman out of that game as the Cubs would eventually go on to win that series, but it was not Chapman who was able to close it out for the Cubs. Chapman just trying to hold on to life here for the Yankees. George Springer slowly but surely cementing himself as one of the better postseason hitters of all time. He's a .270 career postseason hitter with 13 career home runs. That is only 5 behind the all-time record for Mickey Mantle, and he is only 30 years old. Of course, Mickey Mantle played in a time when they would only play in the World Series. Springer with the benefit of playing in the ALDS and the ALCS. And the slider, that is nasty, low and inside. Gets ahead on Springer, it's 0-1. And Springer will definitely have plenty of time to break that record. He has hit .290 this year, 39 home runs, and 96 RBIs. Waiting on deck is Jose Altuve. He has 12 career postseason home runs himself. Chapman, the one thing you don't want to do is miss anything with the slider up here to a guy like Springer or someone like Altuve that could drive it a distance. Just misses low. Springer able to lay off that one, and the count is 1-1. George Springer, the all-time Astros leading home run in their postseason history. Had a game-tying home run in Game 2, and of course that 3-run shot in the Bronx in Game 4. Here is the 1-1 to Springer. That misses low, gets away from Sanchez. And if you remember, that 1990s Yankees dynasty was held down by Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer of all time. If the New York Yankees want to start a dynasty of their own in this late 2010s and 2020s, they are going to need to rely on a closer that can get it done. Of course, Chapman can opt out after this postseason. A lot of guys on both teams here that could become free agents once this season concludes. mainly being the Astros ace, Garrett Cole. Chapman misses way up in the zone there. You see, he's starting to shake a little confidence that he had earlier on. There's the actor, Nick Turturro, a huge Yankee fan. Has gone viral over the past couple of weeks with his videos, his passionate videos in support of his team. And this crowd, of course, went dead silent after the DJ LeMahieu game-tying home run. It is back to life, and they're on their feet now as Springer is ahead in the count 3-1. You don't want to give him anything that he can drive here. Might just be better to pitch around. That one up in the zone down to 97. Chapman may be a little fatigued now after clinching 3 games in a row for the Yankees. And that'll bring up the 2015 American League MVP, Jose Altuve, for the Astros. Altuve, a guy who loves to jump on the first pitch. You got to be careful if you're Chapman. He's 7 for 22 in this postseason with a home run and an on-base percentage of over 400. On the year, 298, 31 home runs. A career 315 hitter and 12 home runs in his postseason career. And he has the chance now to put the Astros to the World Series. 1 for 3 tonight, a double, a walk, and he's scored twice, hitting 300 in this series. Stolen base not out of the question, of course, here for Springer. Had 6 on the year. And that is up 1-0. Jake Marisnick on deck, who pinch ran for Michael Brantley earlier in this game. If you're Chapman, you might want to pitch around Altuve a bit, not give him anything big to hit. Marisnick only hitting 111 in this postseason. Outfield playing no doubles defense. They don't want to let anything get by that could be trouble and have a run score from first. And here is the 1-0 from Aroldis Chapman. The pitch is high and outside. Chapman seems to have lost control of his fastball. After starting the inning with 11 straight strikes, he has now thrown 6 straight balls, up to 17 pitches on the night. Marisnick on deck. You would think Chapman would want to pitch around him now and not give Altuve anything to hit. Marisnick, just a career .227 hitter and only 5 at-bats in this American League Championship Series. And here's the 2-0 to Altuve. Marisnick, although hitting .333 in the ALCS, that comes, of course, only 3 at-bats. That comes, of course, he's only 1 for 3. And Aroldis Chapman, a guy not going to be easy to hit if you've only had 3 at-bats, especially getting your timing. So you got to think if you're Chapman, you don't give Altuve anything to hit here. You don't leave anything up in the zone, nothing that he can drive. You have to be very careful, as he is one of the best hitters of his generation. Chapman stares down Sanchez. He gets the call. Here's the 2-1. Astros fans all on their feet. And the pitch. That one is in the air to left. That might send the Astros to the World Series. Jose Altuve is the hero in Game 7 as he walks it off against Aroldis Chapman. The Astros win the pennant. That's their 2nd pennant in 3 years. That's Jose Altuve's 5th home run of this postseason's a big one. And it's time to celebrate in Houston now. We will see you on Tuesday for Game 1 of the World Series. Jose Altuve, you may never hit a bigger home run in your life. And oh, they're going wild in Houston now. What a game as Chapman walks off the mound. You saw that smirk from him. That is something. He was just in disbelief there. He might get some flack for that on social media with the face, but there's no doubt that Chapman and the Yankees are in disbelief after one of the most clutch home runs of all time, even by Yankee standards, by DJ LeMahieu, who send this to the bottom of the ninth. Aroldis Chapman leaves a 2-1 slider up that Jose Altuve demolishes. Hits over 400 feet away. And there's Ken Rosenthal on to try and talk to Altuve, but he is getting swarmed by his teammates now. Oh, there goes Edwin Encarnacion in charge, and what a season it was for the New York Yankees, a 103-win team, constantly battled by injuries, constantly next man up. They battled all the way through. Fans could not have hoped for a better series between 2 of the best teams in baseball, not just this year, but 2 of the best teams we've seen in a very long time. 2 juggernauts going at it. The Astros in this series finished with 21 runs to the Yankees 20. An absolutely unbelievable series, and Jose Altuve is the hero for the Astros. There's A.J. Hinch hugging Roberto Osuna. Oh, he's gone through so much. Bregman. What a team. What a series What a game. The Houston Astros are American League champions in 2019. And that's all for this game. We will see you Tuesday night for the World Series. It'll be the Houston Astros and the Washington Nationals. Scherzer on the mound for the Nationals. Garrett Cole, presumably, for the Astros. That is going to be one heck of a series. That is all for now. What a game. Jose Altuve, the hero. Stay with us as we will present the American League Championship Series MVP after this commercial break.